Ladies and gentlemen, yes, this is your favorite show, Sports Unfolded, with your favorite hosts, Eric and Ron.
Hey, look who's back, baby. I am back from Vegas. I was trying really hard, Ron, trying to get Devontae Adams to come to New England. And as soon as he heard Jacoby Brissett, he said, Eric, don't even waste your time. So here I am back on Sports Unfolded, the greatest sports podcast on the planet. Again, I am your host, Eric. My main man right over there, Ron. How are you tonight?
I'm a little sore that, the Patriots haven't done really anything.
They've spent their own money on their own players, and just you're smarter than I am, Ron. 4 wins last year. I think it was 4 wins.
Yeah. So let's bring the same
Let's
guys
bring them all
back.
back. Just bring them all back. You got to be better.
That seems like a good plan.
My man Kenny on tonight. Thank you for last week as well.
They couldn't even bring Garoppolo for $4.5 million. Really?
Went to the Rams. The Rams. I don't know. Listen, hey, Jimmy G got a little problem there too, man.
I got a problem. I can't see the chat.
Kenny's on.
This is going to be interesting.
Oh, boy. I'm going to have to do the commentating for you.
So, no, I'll figure it out. I'll get there somehow, some way.
All right, my friend. We're going to start off with a major story out of the MLB. And that's one Mr. Shohei Ohtani. His translator supposedly stole money for a gambling debt. Do you believe that Ohtani is involved? 4 wins last year. Appel Mitsuhara is the translator.
I couldn't wait for that one.
And can I start tonight, Ron? Because I missed a little bit of time last week.
Yeah.
All right.
You did.
So I just want to say, I find it odd that millions of dollars were being taken from your bank account for gambling, and you had no idea. I feel like this guy's the scapegoat, and Ohtani, the MLB, is trying to hide this because this is their best player, their number one guy.
Of course.
And they cannot afford, because listen, if you're going to go Pete Rose, banned out of baseball for life, that was after the fact. What happens if it's during the season now when he's actually an active player? What does Major League Baseball do?
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one because, I remember having this conversation several times. And I said not so long ago that this would become a big problem. And here we are. Now we're in the middle of a huge scandal with arguably one of the most popular players in the world in any sport. At this moment, he's
one of the biggest.
Top 3, right? I mean, outside of like Messi and Ronaldo, I mean, he's got to be it right now. So you have the most identifiable player in your league in the middle of a scandal. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. I'm looking at the facts, and there aren't many available, okay? I mean, all we know is who it's affected. Now, this came as part of that Yasiel Puig thing.
Oh, I didn't even hear
that's
about that.
Really? That's how this investigation came about. And it's now trickling through, and I got a feeling this is going to be a little larger than what we think it is.
I'm going to disagree with you. I think they're going to find ways to hide this.
Oh, I'm sure they're going to try to find a way to hide it, but they might not be able to find it.
Mitsuhara, that's my guy. He did it. They know what they're doing. This is such a scam. by Major League Baseball who tries to put themselves on a high horse. And here's where I have a problem, Ron, with people like you.
Me?
I'm ready to attack you already because
All
you
right,
sit back
let's go.
and you sit back and you tell me they can't put somebody in for steroid use, right? Because baseball is sacred and all these good things. When they want to hide something that they know is wrong, they will do it. There were guys that were doing steroids that I guarantee they made sure didn't come out. And now all of a sudden,
absolutely. This is what baseball is. Baseball's a joke.
It is. Absolute. And guys should be in the Hall of Fame for steroids because guess what? Major League Baseball hid who they wanted to and prosecuted who they want to. And they're doing the same thing now.
They came out and went after Gary Sheffield, who did not use them. And here he is. He's the scapegoat because he came out and voiced against it. And then baseball went after him and targeted him and said that he did it, and he didn't do it.
Highest paid player in your sport right now. And conveniently, he's not involved. I find it hard to believe. I listen, at the end of the day, they're going to come out with some investigation saying, look, he had no knowledge. He wants the authorities involved, blah, blah, blah. Listen, do I think Shohei Ohtani deliberately sent money to one of the bookies, and again illegally in the state of California? But I don't think he would use his name. I don't think he's that stupid to just sit back and say, hey, you know what? Place these bets, put them in my name. So of course there's not going to be evidence showing that he deliberately brought the money. How far do you think they're going to dig on this? Matsuhara, you're the guy, right? Oh, yeah, I did it, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? You're fired. You're no longer his translator. You don't think he's going to get paid on the side? You don't think he's going to take a nice little...
Now. We won't ever find out whether it's true or not, because of he's not going to get charged criminally.
No.
They have no problem going after a guy like Puig, right?
Yeah, who's not in the league, or if he is, I don't even know who he plays for anymore.
Because he's got a mouth that runs, over, rubs people the wrong way, But this is the smoke and mirrors kind of thing that the Patriots are using to make it look like they're actually signing people. This is what Major League Baseball has done throughout history, going all the way back to the beginning with all the scandals and stuff. This is what Major League Baseball does best, is cover up.
James, thanks for joining us. I did have a lot of fun in Vegas. And I will say this, man, Major League Baseball is going to get a team in Vegas. And here you go, your top player gambling. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it right now. I believe that Shohei Ohtani is involved somehow, some shape, some way. I don't see how millions of dollars were being sent to a bookie and you had no knowledge of this money being sent. I don't believe it. And until we see something different, I'm going to say that you're realistically going to have to understand that Major League Baseball is covering this up. And Shohei's not going to get prosecuted. Ron was correct on that. He's not going to. Yeah. Go ahead. You had something?
No, I'm saying you're absolutely right. I mean, he's not going to get prosecuted. This is what baseball does. It's America's pastime, so they thought. But when they keep doing shady things, and I don't like the steroid use, and this, right?
I know you don't.
But I will say that it's baseball's fault because they wanted it, like you said many times. They wanted those home runs being hit, so they looked the other way, and then on top of that, they let it all go deeper than what they did.
Yeah, America's past time. It's past its
Yeah.
time. And this is where I
Yes.
say things have to change. Because to me, Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. I know you disagree, Ron. But if you're going to allow this guy, because he's your number one star right now, get away with it, then you can't say Pete Rose was wrong. You cannot. And then you cannot say Barry Bonds is wrong. It doesn't work that way. So now does Shohei Ohtani not get into the Hall of Fame when his career is over because there was supposedly a scandal that we're not aware of? He wasn't involved. So now he's eligible?
Yeah.
Barry Bonds never got
That's going to
convicted.
be absolutely. This is going to be, this is going to be an interesting year because I'm already anti-baseball as it is
No way.
because
You?
of our local team. But this could drag on, and this could be what unravels the Dodgers this year.
Yeah, listen, they already lost. And what's
Again.
Yokomoto? He stunk his in his debut. I think he gave up like 8 runs. Everything we thought, paper's paper, man. You could put anything on paper. It's what you
Right.
produce on the field. And now this scandal is
Absolutely.
definitely going to, hang with the team for a while. So, very interesting story out of Major League Baseball. Again, to your point, I don't think we're going to hear much about it. I think it's going to get thrown under the rug. But I will say this. It'll be interesting to see how the Dodgers get through this because, Dave Roberts already kind of said, I'm not talking about it. They're going to avoid it.
It really depends on Congress, right? Because the steroids thing would have never happened if Congress didn't push the issue. They pushed the issue and they had, with Palmero waving his finger, I did not use, and he's a bull-faced liar, the piece of crap that he is. Once Congress had those players there, that really opened up the can of worms and they couldn't avoid it after that.
Yeah.
And
Fun
they
story.
were really trying to hide it.
Yeah. A fun, interesting story. If you're out there live, James, Kenny, thank you for chiming in. If you have an opinion on Ohtani, do you think he did it? Let us know right in the chat. We'll make sure we bring it up as well. We are going to go talk about some National Football League, my friend. And, we're about a month away from the draft already, but the New York Jets have made some moves. And the question I have for you tonight, they're going to move like Jagger. But did they do enough to at least make the playoffs in your eyes this season?
See, here's the problem. The Jets are totally banking on Aaron Rodgers. And, I understand why. And he could very well be the missing piece that they had last year, right?
Yeah.
But, you still got a ways to go to, compete with teams like Kansas City. You're not going to the Super Bowl as is. You're not going to the Super Bowl because Kansas City is still going to run the table.
Yeah. Signed Mike Williams, signed Tyron Smith, the left tackle, right? Signed Tyrod Taylor, the quarterback. So again, at least a legitimate quarterback. You know the issue with all 3 of those guys, though, Ron?
What's the issue?
The issue is that none of them have stayed healthy. None of them have played a full season. None of these guys. So you're banking on the fact that you got a 38, 39-year-old quarterback who is coming off an injury, a wide receiver who's coming off an injury, a left tackle who's coming off an injury, a backup quarterback who's coming off an injury. So you have talent, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, C.J. Mosley, Sauce Gardner, some of the best players in the league are on your team. But yet you have guys on the offensive side of the ball, which was your struggle, that you may not have for full 17 games.
Right.
So I think they're still in the same boat. Here are the 7 teams, Ron, that made the playoffs last season. Kansas City Chiefs. Are they better? Right? Obviously, the defending champions. Huh?
Yeah, I think they're better.
The Jets are better?
No.
Oh, the Chiefs are better. Okay, so you're going to do it that way. All right, the Ravens.
Better.
Bills.
That's questionable.
right? It's in between, but Texans.
I still take Bills quarterback. Though.
Yeah,
Texans, I think they could be better.
right.
I think they will be better.
Browns.
I like Stroud. I think
Yeah,
wow, what a draft pick that was. They stole the draft. And not only with just him.
Browns.
I think they're better.
Dolphins.
No, Dolphins I don't think are as good. That
Steelers.
defense is way better than Miami's.
Yeah, Steelers.
Oh, Steelers are not good.
All right. Two teams missed the playoffs, though, that possibly. Bengals
Yes. They're gonna be in there, so
and Jaguars.
So Jaguars, it's iffy.
Right? So there's not a lock for the Jets, is basically what I was.
There's really two spots that they can take. That's it. And when you throw in the fact now that the Chargers have a coach, that makes it more difficult now.
Yeah, lost a lot of
Some
talent.
teams they lost a lot of talent, but they do have a better coach. And addition by subtraction kind of thing.
But I also think the Chargers are a couple years away. He's got to implement his system, his players.
Yeah,
I think they're a little bit ways, just a little bit.
He might bend some rules.
I mean, he was. What are you talking? Clean cut guy at Michigan. Oh, never mind.
I'm just saying.
So again, do the Jets make the playoffs next year, Ron? Yes?
No.
No?
No, I don't think so. I think there's too many teams that are ahead of them that, like I said, you got to worry about the Bengals because the Bengals are better. The Bengals are better.
Yeah. No, right. And that's what I'm saying. They didn't make it. So, that would be an interesting.
Are you echoing?
I am.
Damn it. Yeah, I'm having some technical.
I see that. I see that. Mike sounds great now, though.
It sounds
right.
great.
Now you're good.
Okay. Huh, all right.
All
So, right. But what I was saying is, look, Cincinnati is going to be better. They lost Burrow. I mean, they have to be better, right? So, you got to think Cincinnati's going to take one of those spots. Cleveland is still a problem. Baltimore is still a problem. And I don't know. Pittsburgh always seems to manage to do something.
Right. 2 new quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So, again, it's a lot on the line. It's going to be interesting. Again, I think health's going to be the biggest factor for the New York Jets. And, again, you're also got to – Aaron Rodgers has to stay healthy for 17 games. Right? It hinges on a healthy quarterback, James. You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, right? Absolutely.
I don't think they go anywhere. We saw it. Tyrod Taylor's a decent backup, but again, he's prone to get hurt.
He's a backup.
All right, Ron, we're going to talk about one other story. I'm going to bring this picture up. This was brought to us by our main man, Kenny here, the big dog. And this is about the new rule that the NFL is trying to put in place for the kickoffs. And he wants to know our thoughts on the change. Do we agree with it? So similar to what the XFL did, you would have the kickoff team there on the 40. You would have the receiving team there on the 35. 2 guys are back. They call it the kick zone. The ball has to go into that kick zone. And then basically until the ball is either hits the ground or a player receives the ball, then the players could move. So it's almost like a rugby scrim to me is the way
that's so ridiculous. Come on. Why are they changing? Like, they already made it worse so that way you can't have good, kick returns. Or even onside kicks now is even worse.
Yeah.
Because now it's just not even worth doing. And did you hear about the thing? I think it was Philly that proposed that a team can keep possession after a score if they connect on, I don't know, like a 1st and 20 or 1st and 40 or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah,
It's like, that's ridiculous. How about, let's not change the game.
We're gonna change.
I mean, before you know it, we'll be like giving guys clubs and trying to hit a ball in a hole.
So they obviously they're trying to avoid injuries, right? They want to try to make it.
That's BS.
That's fine. Whatever. My point is this, Ron: is the kickoff the problem, or if you really want to have guys be able to have kick returns, you need to back the kicker up because every ball goes into the end zone.
Yeah.
So this rule change isn't going to change anything because all they're going to do is keep kicking it into the end zone, and guys aren't going to run it out.
No.
So what's the point?
There's no point. This is what is so stupid. And now you have to say, "Oh, I'm going to kick it here." Come on. I mean, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you have to announce your onside kick.
Yeah, it's like if that's the whole point. And now you can't even do an onside kick before fourth quarter.
Ron, I'm going to implement something for all Patriot games that the teams tell the Patriots what they're going to do, so possibly we could score a touchdown on offense.
Aren't these the things that the Patriots always got in trouble for because they knew what was happening?
Can I ask you a question?
And
I don't
now
know if
they're making them do it.
I heard an interesting stat that you may find really funny. The Boston Bruins have scored more goals than the Patriots scored points last year. Absolutely. That's insane. The Bruins
It's a football game.
Exactly. That's how bad New England's offense was last year. The Bruins have scored more goals, which is a 1 point, versus 6 points. How bad was the Patriots offense? Get rid of this kick idea. They're going to, hopefully, they try it out and they realize it doesn't work. I hope. If I got to watch this all year with these stupid, just call it XFL, NFL, USFL, whatever all these stupid names now for all these leagues.
You know what this reminds me of? You know what this reminds me of? Do you remember when Call of Duty was good? And then
you could run
way back Xbox 360. Let's be real.
Start running on walls. I'm like, what are they doing? Who runs on a wall?
Right. So Call of Duty starts gaining all this traction. They outdo Halo. They outdo all these other games, and then you start having Call of Duty start warping into those games. It's like Titanfall and all these crap that you get now. It's like, really? Why are we going to something that people apparently didn't want? But yet, we're trying to morph into that? That's what the NFL is doing. They're morphing into the XFL.
Bro, I was playing the other day with one of my buddies, and now he's a giant rat. Like, his head's a rat. And I'm like, we're playing Fortnite. We're playing Fortnite, Call of Duty. That's what it is. Like, everybody wants a piece of something. And I didn't think the XFL kickoff was good either. So I don't understand why the NFL is going to do it. It wasn't good. What are you doing? Like, just back everybody up to have the kick it off at the 10 and then make it interesting. Now the ball's getting to the 20. Now you're running it back. You want to kick off. That's to me makes sense. Other than that, forget it.
Or just eliminate the kicker and just use a punter.
Oh, yeah, just punt the ball, right? That would be kind of fun. That would be a good one. All right, good discussion, NFL. Kenny, thank you for that question. Anybody out there live, if you have a question, go to Sports Unfolded or Rhode Island Broadcasting. You can, post it on our Facebook page, Twitter, wherever you want. And we could definitely get your questions answered. We'll put them on our show each week. But really great comment, right? There you go, YouTube. Let's do it, baby. I know the people out there.
Follow.
Right? Let's have some fun, though, Ron, with a starting 5.
Ooh.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, this week, starting 5. NBA steal for a season leader. They had to have led the NBA in steals for at least the season. Very interesting because there's some guys in here that I didn't even know were a steals, so it made it even tougher. But I will say this, Ron. Ironically, the very first ever steals season leader was one Mr. Larry Steele.
Yes, Larry Steele. That's why he's an honorary honorable mention.
1973-74 season.
Yes.
I mean, so it only makes sense. They call it the Steele. Portland Trailblazers. So that was kind of cool. I thought that was interesting. All right. So, Ron, you are first this week. You can start us off with your honorable mentions.
All right. Honorable mentions, I had to have 7 of them.
I had a bunch, too. I did.
Because this list required it.
Agreed.
So, and I even have them ranked in order.
Okay.
From worst to first.
Wow,
so, Jimmy Butler is an honorable mention.
Jimmy Butler. Very first one, too. Honorable mention. Good job.
And then I had Paul George.
Paul George. Wow.
And sadly, Kawhi Leonard was next.
Kawhi Leonard, mine, too. Come on, Ron. You copied
And
my
then
list.
Gary Payton.
Ooh. Nope. Not an honorable mention for me.
You might have him in.
I do.
I think you have him at number 5.
I do.
Al Iverson at number 3 and the honorable mentions.
That one hurt me. I
That
really
one did
thought I was
hurt
going
me.
to put him in. And
I did too.
Couldn't.
I have Chris Paul.
Chris Paul's on my honorable mention.
Honorable mention. And there's a guy that I thought was going to be in, and Rick Barry.
Right, Rick Barry. I thought so too.
He was on the bubble. It was him and John.
Almost
Never mind.
25 points a game. Right?
He was good.
I mean, he had 6-time All NBA, 4-time ABA, All ABA. Like, the guy's got some good numbers. But
the problem was he had 5 less than my number 5 for All NBAs, which doesn't, I mean, he's still far and away better than most of the players on the list.
Yeah, no, it was really tough. It's really tough. Yeah, that was all your honorable mentions.
That was all my honorable mentions.
I also had Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, see, you have one guy in. I had him,
Yeah, so I have Scottie Pippen was my honorable mention. So, all right, Ron. All right, so we were pretty close on the honorable mentions. Let's go. Who do you got at 5?
Number 5, I have John Stockton.
Okay.
I just love his numbers, and except for that one number that he doesn't have there.
Yeah.
But there was some other guy in the league that just didn't allow it to happen.
Yeah, I don't know. That guy, he was pretty good.
So Stockton, 13.1 points, 10.5 assists, so average a double-double.
In his career.
2-time steals champion. 10 All-Star appearances, 11 All-NBA, so he had one more than an All-Star appearance.
Yeah.
That's very rare. 9 assist titles.
Cool.
I mean, he was the point guard of all point guards.
Yep, agree.
And then 5 all defensive for the Hall of Famer. Nope. Yes, 5 all defense for the Hall of Famer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I read somebody else's for a moment.
No.
Because I can't read my rating.
I had at 5 Gary Payton.
Yeah.
And again, 16.3 points per game, average 6.7 assists. I loved 9 All-Stars, 1-time steals, believe it or not, as the glove you would think. But 9 All-NBAs, 9 All-Defensive.
Yeah.
And the 1-time Defensive Player of the Year, plus a championship. So that Defensive Player of the Year putting him ahead of some of the guys you talked, like Iverson or Rick Barry.
Yeah.
Kenny, yes, the glove.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, no, that was good. I mean, Gary Payton was very difficult for me.
Yeah.
Because there was some other categories that he didn't have in as opposed to some others. So it was very difficult with Gary Payton. I had him all over the place. I wanted him in, but I did not put him in.
All right. So, who do you got at 4?
Number 4, I actually have Scottie Pippen, and I know that he gets criticized for some of the things, especially considering after Michael left, he really couldn't live up to that standard. And I think he cracked under pressure, and I think that's why he can't have the ball at the end of the game. Not handling the pressure. But what this guy has done for his career, 16.1 points, 6.4 rebounds, 5.2 assists, so he could do it all. He had 6 championships with Michael, and I know it was with Michael, but it didn't discredit what he did. 7-time All-Star, 7-time All-NBA, 10-time All-Defense, and that's something. I mean, 10 times. That is impressive. So I had to put him up there, and I know that might be a little iffy because he's not really the guy, but
I couldn't put him in.
I know you couldn't.
I didn't like his points per game, 16.1. I just thought it was low compared to some of these other guys. And the reason why I have it for John Stockton is because of the double-double.
Yeah.
The fact that he averaged 10.5 assists as well. And then 9-time assist champion, like you said, 11-time All-NBA. Ron, I forgive you. Kenny forgives you. But I had John Stockton at 4.
Here's Kenny, you have something against the Chicago Bulls?
He does. He doesn't. He does not like the Bulls. He doesn't like Jordan. Let's go. And he's a basketball guy. What's wrong with him?
I don't know.
All right. Who do you got at 3? This is where it got tough.
Don't forgive me yet, by the way, Kenny. Don't forgive me yet. Number 3, I have Steph Curry. I mean, when I look at his numbers compared to everybody else, they're impressive. And this is a great list of players. 10-time All-Star, 9-time All-NBA, 2-time scoring champ. He's also been a Finals MVP and a 2-time MVP, 24.8 points per game, and 4.7 boards, 6.4 assists. The guy shoots at a 47% clip. I mean, his numbers speak for themselves. I mean, he's clutch. He's clutch, too.
I had Steph at 3 as well. And, again, for all those things you said, very interesting story I heard today, Paul Pierce. And Paul Pierce actually says Steph Curry, and I'm really starting to think about it, it has been more influential on the NBA than any other player in the history. Like, everybody wanted to be like Mike, we said, right? But there were guys that were 6 feet. You couldn't be Michael Jordan.
Right.
You can try to shoot like Steph Curry. You can try to shoot a half-court shot, right? If you can perfect that, you can be Steph Curry. Steph Curry changed the game because it's a shooter's game now. I was watching some of the NCAA tournament. I'm seeing these kids just throw threes up like it's not. There is no. He changed the game, but Steph Curry, a remarkable player. I didn't even know he was that good defensively, if you think about it. But yeah, 1-time steals champ as well. So yeah, I had him at 3.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised he hasn't had, more accolades. To be honest with you.
Yeah. So who'd you have at 2?
Magic.
We had the same list from other
Magic. I mean, come on. I mean, like those numbers, and I look at it. Imagine if he didn't have to leave the sport for a little while.
I thought the same thing when I was doing the list. Like he would have probably had a few more All-Stars, probably a couple more NBA.
I mean, his numbers: 19.5 points, 11.2 assists. That is something. That's something.
7.2 rebounds as well.
Yeah, right?
Not bad.
No, not too bad. He's got 2-time steals champion.
Yes.
Right?
Right, pretty impressive.
5-time NBA champion, 12 All-Stars, 10 All-NBA, 3 Finals MVPs. He gets it done when you need to get it done. And 4 assist titles to go along with that. A 3-time MVP Hall of Famer, Magic Johnson, my number 2.
Magic was that dude. And think about this, Ron. When we talked about it was Larry and Magic.
Yeah.
he had to compete with Larry. So Larry took some of those MVPs and some of those championships. So
Yeah.
otherwise, Magic probably would have been ahead of Michael in many categories because
Yeah.
Larry stopped Magic from dominating.
And this is why, and vice versa.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
vice versa. This is why when I do my Mount Rushmore, both of those guys have to be on it. Magic and Larry have to be there because it is just a rare occasion that those two guys just dominated basketball. Like those two guys just were like neck and neck, and it seemed like every year they had to play against each other to win it.
Yeah. So we both agreed on number 2. I'm pretty sure we're going to agree on number 1.
Yes, and that's why I said for Kenny not to forgive me yet, because my number 1 is none other than Michael Jackson. No,
Michael
no,
Jackson!
not that MJ. Not that MJ.
Oh, different MJ. I was all excited. I was about to start singing.
No, Michael Jordan, of course. I don't think I even need to read his numbers because, first of all, I don't think younger fans of today even realize how good he really was.
It was funny.
And they see LeBron,
We said it. I mean, we said it.
it's Michael Jordan.
It was funny.
It's Michael Jordan.
My grandson, the other day we were out, and I'm looking at his sneakers, and I go, hey, those are Jordans. I said, do you even know? He's 9. I said, you even know who Michael Jordan is? He's like, yeah. He was. Let me show you the free throw dunk. Let me show you who Michael Jordan was. Because I don't think you will understand who Michael Jordan was.
They don't understand.
And that's the part of it that I think it was funny because I saw something else the other day, Ron, and it blew my mind. They're like, oh, nobody wants to talk about all the playoff series that Michael Jordan lost. Before he got there, when he got there in 91, he wasn't going to lose. That's the difference. Because, yes, he lost in the playoffs early in his career. But there's something about guys like him, Tom Brady. You get there, you don't lose. Tim Duncan was another one of those guys. You get there, you very rarely lose. You don't lose.
Right.
Because that's just their mentality. You get to the highest level, we're going to be the best at it. And that's what Michael Jordan was. So I think people just need to understand. Yes, he is the greatest.
It goes beyond the talent. It goes right to the core and the will to win. I mean, that's why we talk about players like that. That's why when we refer to the NBA today is a little soft because we didn't win, but we'll go back next year and we'll try it again. There's no trying again. You just do it. Those great players, when they get an interview and they ask, how do you feel about losing? They're sick to their stomach is how they feel. And they don't want to ever experience that again. So what they do is they come back and they just will it.
So, Kenny, let it go, bro. So if he didn't have the damn flu, does it even matter? LeBron James doesn't even get hit. He flops. But we're not going to talk about that then, right?
No, of course. Nobody wants to talk about that.
Nobody
wants to talk about how Jordan would go down the lane and you'd have guys like Bill Laimbeer waiting for him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, those guys, they clotheslined you back then. That's what happened. You can't do that in today's game. You can't get touched. And that's why, later on in the segment for the NBA, we're going to be talking about another guy. Okay, so what? I don't care if he's, there on the all-time list. I don't care.
You have to morph. Michael Jordan had to morph into something to beat those teams.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, let me grab Charles Barkley and Patrick Ewing, put them on the Bulls to win.
Right.
He won what he got. He made Scottie Pippen better. He made John Paxson better and Craig Hodges and all those guys. And Dennis, think about it. When Dennis Rodman came, Dennis Rodman was a basket case. And yet he could control them enough to win championships with Dennis Rodman and Kukoc and all these guys. So you could sit back in no damn flu, whatever you want to say, Kenny. I don't look at it that way. I look at the fact that when he got to the ultimate spot, he wasn't going to lose. Same thing with USA basketball. No, just play golf with them. That's it. He played golf with him. He didn't bring him along. That's a good call. All right, we're going to talk some NBA. We're going to continue this NBA talk because I thought this was an interesting story, and I know this will stir some controversy.
Oh, it is, because I just started.
I can't wait, because Kenny is on right now, our basketball guy for Sports Unfolded. Kenny, so let us know. Kevin Durant has moved into 8th place all-time on the NBA scoring list. Where would you rank him in NBA history? So, Ron, he passed Shaq, so Shaq is now 9th all-time. So
yeah, I would still take Shaq over him.
So I want to make this easy for you. This is what I did for you. Here's the guys ahead of him on the scoring list. LeBron. I would still put LeBron ahead of him.
Absolutely.
Kareem.
Kareem is better.
Okay. Karl Malone. Here was one I thought maybe I could squeeze. I'm not saying he's third, Kevin Durant, but I could squeeze Karl Malone out.
I could squeeze him out.
Kobe Bryant.
No.
Michael Jordan.
No. That's funny.
So we're at 5. Let's just say he's at 5 right now. Dirk Nowitzki.
I could see him ahead of him.
Yeah, right? So I thought the same thing. We're on the same page. Wilt Chamberlain.
No. Hell no.
Right? So he's at least not – he's not in the top 5.
No.
He's top 6. And then I still say there was one guy out there that maybe pushes him to 7, Bill Russell.
Bill Russell is better.
Right? So Kevin Durant
Bill
to
Russell's
me
better.
Listen.
Who's below him on the list?
Oh, now you're going to make me research a little bit. I got it. Hold on. Go ahead.
Because there's guys that played back then, and I'm sorry, it's different. It's harder to score back then. Now it's easy to score, especially when you're on,
we already said Shaq.
Powerhouse teams.
Yeah, we already said Shaq is below him. Carmelo Anthony, I don't put ahead of him.
No.
Moses Malone, Alvin Hayes, Hakeem Olajuwon, Oscar Robinson, maybe
Oscar Robinson I put ahead.
You know what I mean? But listen, Dominique,
but Steph Curry isn't on the list there, and I'd have Steph Curry ahead of him.
Okay, interesting.
I'd have Tim Duncan ahead of him.
This is the question.
He's not a top 10 player.
Steph's 30th all time.
Dr. J? I mean, come on. Magic? You haven't even talked about them yet.
Paul Pierce is 17th, by the way. If anybody can.
Yeah, no, he's not even top 20.
Patrick.
Sorry, Kenny.
Allen Iverson, 28th.
Yeah, I like Allen Iverson better than.
The problem with
KD.
Iverson, only 900 games. So if you think about it.
Yeah, I know.
That's why.
And he had no teammates.
Yeah.
That poor guy played alone. I'm serious. No, it's true, Kenny. Look, I mean, I don't care. I don't care about the points. The points are a sham in this league today. They're a sham.
Yeah. Different game. Would you put Paul Pierce ahead of him? Or Kevin Durant? Or Kevin Garnett?
I take KG over KD.
So you stop, Kenny. You tell me. You take Durant over Kevin Garnett.
Yeah. To me, that's easy. That's easy. Because what you get from Kevin Garnett is way more than what you'll ever get from Durant.
That's what I'm saying. And I still put Shaq ahead of him. I got him.
Yeah, no, Shaq is dominating. No.
You wouldn't take Paul Pierce or Kevin Garnett over. Okay, interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, because he did so well in the playoffs last year.
Again, another one that needed people to go along with him to win championships. And
he didn't get a championship until he went to go play with Steph Curry, who is better than Kevin Durant. I'll take Steph Curry all day over him. All day. All day, every day.
Yeah. Pretty interesting. All right. That was our NBA talk, Ron. We're going to talk some Major League Baseball. I don't know.
Baseball.
It is been very
When's the season start?
Thursday. Well, it started but didn't start. If you want to look at it, the two guys
Yeah, because
in Seoul, Korea.
okay.
founded,
So here's another gripe I have with baseball. Okay, you have the star of the game who's in the middle of a crisis, right? The star of the game, but you put the game overseas, the first game of the year. That is a slap in the face to the baseball fans in the United States. I'm sorry, slap in the face.
Agreed. These games are ending at like 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah,
Nobody's watching them. Nobody's watching
Yep.
them. This gentleman here signed with the San Francisco Giants. That's Blake Snell. Do you think he made the right choice?
it might have been the only choice, right? It might have been the only team that offered as much as he got,
2 years,
which is
62 million.
appalling.
2 years, 62 million, Ron, but an opt out after year one, so he
Yeah.
can't opt out. I think he was afraid. I'm gonna say it. Christmas cards being lost by both of us tonight. But I will
Oh
say
yeah,
this. I think he was afraid to go to a big market team like New York, either New York team, Boston, any of those teams, because he knew that the local media, guys like us, would ride him to no end if he didn't perform. And now you got a guy that signed late. He can't start the season for you. And you don't think that people would have heard about that as well?
yeah. No, like when you think about how long it took this guy to sign, he was expecting to get a huge paycheck.
Yeah, it was like
I mean, 30 million is a huge paycheck for a season. Like, don't get me wrong, but he's got an opt out because he's going to probably cash that in and hope that he's
Yeah.
going to get a bigger one. And I don't know.
Listen, Jordan
don't know.
Montgomery still hasn't signed,
Nope.
right? So those were the two top pitchers that everybody thought, other than, you know what I mean, Yomamoto and Otani, afterwards were going to be the next big signings, and they didn't sign. And I think baseball is finally smartening up. I'm not going to give you a 9-year, $300 million contract for a guy that's going to probably only play 4 of those.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's what
you
you
could.
thought.
The economics aren't there anymore, Eric, because nobody's really paying any attention to baseball. Because why, when you can watch football and watch basketball, and dare I say, even hockey now is starting to move ahead of baseball, because their players are probably, I guess, more respected for the most part, and bigger stars now, because baseball doesn't know how to market their players. I mean, here they are. Like I said, they have Shohei Ohtani playing at 3 in the morning out in Japan, when he should be playing opening day, prime time on national TV.
Agreed. And
They
then
don't know what they're doing.
And think about it, Snell, 2-time Cy Young Award winner. Like, you would think that would give you a payday. Like, people are going to, this
Right.
guy can pitch. Baseball's changing because, honestly, I think teams are starting to look at, like, some of those powerhouse agents. Scott Boras is killing his clients
Yeah.
because he's setting his market way too high right now, and people aren't buying. They're not going to buy
No.
it.
No.
Baseball's starting to run like a business.
And-
It's interesting, but I think
You know,
I think he did it because he was afraid.
It's
think
going to
he's
take
afraid
a
to go to
big
big
market
market.
team to pass on all these big money in order to, change baseball.
All right, just keep sipping away, my friend, because we're going to move on. We're going to talk some split decisions.
There was nothing meant towards the Red Sox there.
Our split decision segment, basically, we ask each other a more likely question, and we have to make a decision. You are first this week, Ron, so you can start us off with your first split decision.
Okay, so we'll go here first. What's more likely, Carolina Panthers make the playoffs next year, or the Philadelphia Eagles miss the playoffs? What's more likely?
I don't think Philly misses. So I'd have to say Carolina making it. Because I don't think Philly's going to miss at all. So that's not more likely.
Even with that cave that they had late last year?
Yeah, but I think Saquon Barkley, big ad for them. I think that's really going to help them. And then they brought back, what's his name there? Gardner, whatever, the safety that was there before.
Oh.
No, I'm not going to. Yes. Right. So I just think they've and they'll probably play hard for their coach. So I could see, not that I believe the Panthers are making the playoffs, but there's more likely the Panthers make the playoffs than vice versa. Philly
I
misses.
just wanted to hear that be said. So you're saying there's a better chance of the Carolina Panthers making the playoffs.
I'm saying there's a chance. What I will say is this too: Carolina's in a bad division. So realistically, you win 7 games and maybe win the division, get the playoffs. So Carolina more likely. I like it. See, I talked myself into it. All right, Ron.
I just wanted to hear you say it. That's all.
Yeah, I'm still not. I don't know. All right, my first split decision for you. More likely to have more starts at quarterback this season for the Pittsburgh Steelers: Russell Wilson or Justin Fields?
Wow. Oh, I'm going to say Russell Wilson.
See,
I think he's given the job first.
But Ron, very cheap. Right? So if you cut him, let me rephrase that. If you bench him, it's not like you're sitting a $40 million guy on the bench.
Yeah, I know.
He's 3 million. I think Fields makes more than him. So, yeah.
Well, we'll just have to wait to see who gets put on the field.
I can't.
Come on. I can't hear the crowd.
Oh, you want to hear him? I don't know if they would. Wait, would they do this? No, I don't think so. I think it'd be more this.
There's definitely something wrong with my headphones.
Yeah. All right. So you're going Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
All right. Your second split decision.
I went all football here.
Oh, wow.
This week. First time ever.
Ever.
What is more likely to happen first? The Patriots make the playoffs, or San Francisco 49ers miss the playoffs? What will happen first?
San Francisco missing the playoffs because the Patriots are never making the playoffs again. So.
Just wanted to hear you say it.
Why are you putting me in these situations? Yeah, by the time the Patriots make the 49ers, it'll be 15 years. Thank you, James.
See, this is the plan. I can take all these clips from the show, and then I can put it. Can you see me? I'm doing so bad at predictions. These are all the predictions that you made that didn't come true.
Yeah, very good, very good. All
Patriots never make the playoffs again.
Ever. This franchise ends up somewhere.
It's not out of the possibilities.
All right. So my second split decision, Ron, who's more likely to go further in the playoffs? The New York Knicks or the New York Rangers?
That's a good one.
Thanks, James.
All right. So I am going to say the Knicks.
Ooh.
Because the Rangers will have some tough competition. I don't know if they're even going to get out of that first round, let alone the second. I think the Knicks will make it to the second round.
All right, let's see, though. If the Knicks right now... Oh, they play the Magic in the first round. So, yeah, maybe. 4-5 matchup. They could beat Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
So, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and the Rangers are going to draw somebody good. It could be Tampa Bay for all we know.
Yeah, the East is tough. And
who you want to play? Toronto? I don't want to play Toronto either.
James prediction 2029. Pats get the wild card. Yes, we're back. 5 years. That's 5 years. I take that. 5 years.
2029. Oh,
I'll take that in
gosh.
5 years. They figure something out in the next 5 years.
Will there be a new coach in that 50 year?
There'll be 3 coaches by 3.
And we'll still be trying to draft a quarterback.
We'll still be talking about how Bill Belichick wouldn't spend money, but yet they still sign nobody for 5 years. But anyway.
I can't. Oh, I
Get
hate
ready
them
for
so
NFL
much.
draft watch party coming in April. We'll have James on, Kenny on. We're going to have a lot of fun with that. Tom Coughlin.
Tom Coughlin.
I will say this. When pick 3 comes up and New England trades down, I want them to go to the New England draft room, and I better see Bill Belichick sitting in that seat because you will hear a rant that you may never have heard before in the history of sports
No,
unfolding.
it isn't going to be Tom Coughlin then. It'll be Mac Jones because he's going to leave the sport to coach, and then
Imagine Mac Jones.
and then they feel so bad what they did to him that they bring him in to be the head coach.
I would like Mac Jones, offensive coordinator. The guy doesn't know. First of all, give him a dictionary to show him what offense means. He'd have no idea. Mac, we love you, though, buddy. Good effort. Good try. That's how they do it today. Had him on the back. Yeah, you tried, buddy. You tried. All right. Let's
Does
talk.
he have a winning record?
I don't believe he does. He does not.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. Do you want me to check?
Because some of those games weren't his losses. Because they kind of made a comeback, and then it could have gone to Zappy instead. Because Zappy only gave up 3 points, and it just happened to lose by 3.
Let's see.
Just saying. He might have a winning record.
Mac Jones' win-loss record is, sir, 18-24 in his career.
Okay, so no.
It's very close.
I tried, Mac.
Very
I
close.
tried. I tried to help you out, but you stink.
You try to give him something. He barely got to the Wild. It's very true. 10-7 that year, and it was just like we backed into that one. All right, well, Ron, we're going to talk some NHL, some hockey. My hockey guy, and I wanted to talk some Eastern Conference hockey, Ron. And there's 4 teams that are all within, I believe, 4 points of each other. And the question for you is, which team has the best shot to get the number 1 seed? So Boston Bruins right now currently lead the East. New York Rangers, Florida Panthers, Carolina Hurricanes are all underneath them. Your thoughts?
Yeah, look, it all goes to that trade deadline, right? And I like Florida. I like
Big injury
Florida.
to Florida, right? Alexander Barkov right now is out. That's a big loss for them.
Yeah, do we know how long he's going to be out?
They say day to day, but I know he's missing time already. And I think they've lost 3 straight.
Fine.
They lost 3 straight so far.
Yeah, they'll be okay. They'll be all right.
All right. So I looked at
and
this.
I like Carolina next. I mean, Carolina made a big trade too, and I just like those 2 teams. I mean, when you talk about, how things went down last season in the playoffs with Florida just basically bullying their way through, and now you add scoring depth to that bully, and you have some major problems. You have matchup problems all over the ice. And that's why the Bruins went out and got Peak and Falloon to add some beef, because they clearly got pushed around in that Florida series. And that's what they keyed in on. But the problem is, right now, Maroon has not played.
He's out.
He's out, right? And when he comes back, is he even going to be ready? Is he going to be able to handle the grind? I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be able to handle it. So, the Bruins are going to have to rely on those young kids. They're going to have to rely on the kids.
Ron, strength of schedule remaining. Bruins have the hottest schedule, 5.94 win percentage teams they face. Florida 5.57, Rangers 538, Carolina 527.
Yeah.
So Carolina has the easiest road and 8-2 in their last 10. So they're getting hot at the right time.
Absolutely.
Boston, again, some of those key young guys that you talked about, right, got hurt early in
Yeah.
the season.
I think they
they're out
finished
as well.
fourth. I think they finished fourth.
I think they dropped that much, huh?
I do. Because the schedule dictates that, right?
And then a big game, right, the other night against the Rangers. And what do you 5-2? The Bruins
5-2.
lose, so-
Yeah, but it was mostly garbage. It was 3-2 and then the garbage goals. So, but they still lost, and that to me speaks volumes, because if you can't beat the Rangers, you're
that's
not beating Carolina.
That's the homers that they're applauding you for, your commentary on the Bruins garbage time.
It is.
So
All the
5-2.
teams get them.
5-2.
Empty netters.
5-2. So you're going Carolina.
So, with Carolina getting hot, I like that team. The team's speedy, but playoff time is different, and they're going to have to go up against Florida most likely, somewhere down the line. And it's going to be one of those two teams, I think, coming out. And, you can't, you don't, the Bruins and Rangers, I think, are kind of similar. And I don't think they match up well to either of those teams.
All right, very interesting. We'll see. We'll see if you're right. All right, Ron, we're gonna do some pick and roll here, man.
It's time for pick and roll.
And we wanted to have some fun.
We did?
Yeah, we do. Every so often. So, episode 12, season 4. What is going on? Against all odds. I thought I was hearing.
I thought somebody upstairs was calling me.
That's what I got a little nervous there, buddy.
I heard the heartbeat kind of music, and I'm like, uh-oh, is it time?
That's it.
Not on the air.
No, right now. Pick and roll. He's rolling out right off the chair. All right, so episode 12. So, hey, Ron, did you know in NFL history, there's been 12 teams, right? Episode 12. You see how what we do around here? That have never won a Super Bowl. We're going to rank them from 12 to 1 as who we feel has the best chance to win one first.
Yeah, this is so difficult, dude.
And the teams are the Cleveland Browns, the Detroit Lions, the Houston Texans, the Jacksonville Jaguars, Arizona Cardinals, Los Angeles Chargers, Tennessee Titans, Atlanta Falcons, Carolina Panthers, Cincinnati Bengals, Buffalo Bills, and the Minnesota Vikings.
It's hard to believe that there's this many teams that still haven't won a Super Bowl.
12. Right? That's 1/3 of the league. More.
Wow.
So, Ron, you are first. Let's have you pick and roll.
All right. Well, because I think this team is just absolutely garbage, Arizona I have at number 12.
Nice way to start. Okay.
Arizona number 12. I mean,
no chance.
No
The
chance.
least. Okay.
The
Bless
least. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I can be a ventriloquist and I can sneeze from a distance.
I love it.
Without even looking
amazing.
like I sneezed.
Amazing.
Number 11, I actually have Tennessee.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I have no confidence in this team right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they improved the team by getting a new coach. And then you get rid of Henry, and then you get rid of everybody, and I don't see it happening there. Number 10, I have Minnesota. You lost Cousins. I don't think they're gonna really. I think they're gonna take a big step back offensively. Number 9, I actually have Carolina. I'm putting some faith into, Bryce Young. Hopefully, he can shake off what happened to him in season 1. You got a lot of new players and new faces in the coaching, and everything has changed over there. So hopefully they can instill some things, but I put them 9. I still don't see it happening. Number 8, they improved, and I put Atlanta at number 8. And they're like, to me, I think they're a dark horse in all this. I think they could really improve and take that division, and they could possibly win as many as like 11 games.
I could see it.
It would not surprise me because their offense is going to be that much better.
Cousins a great upgrade.
Yeah. 7th, I have Jacksonville. I mean, I like what they've done over there, but they added one player that might have ruined everything.
Stop. Poor Matt. He's a backup.
Doesn't matter. He's still going to have an attitude, and he's going to be crying on the bench all the time, and that's going to be, how the team reacts. So, number 7, Jacksonville. Number 6, I have Cleveland. As good as I think they are, it still is the Cleveland Browns when it all comes down to it. And something will happen. To me, the Cleveland Browns are the Jets. Something will happen, something will go wrong, and they won't get there. Number 5, I have the Chargers, only because they upgraded their coaching staff. I mean, yes, they have some work to do to get there, but in a couple of years, this team could be a contender. I mean, depending on how Herbert really is. We're going to find out what he's made of. Number 4, I have Buffalo. Like, they were knocking on the door for the past couple of years. I think this is it. This is your one last chance. Because when does his contract come up? Do you know offhand?
I don't, but I don't think it matters.
Well, I think it does because he may want to leave and go somewhere else if they don't start putting things together. There's a lot of injuries, and they have to start getting guys that are going to stay healthy.
Yeah.
They need to be healthy. Number 3, I have Houston. I like Stroud so much that I think that they're a couple of pieces away from contending. Couple of pieces. And we'll see what happens draft time, but they've slowly added more pieces, more depth. This team is a really good team, and it's got a shot. Mm-hmm. It's got a shot. Next couple of years, it could be a contender. And number 2, Cincinnati, because you got Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow is one of the best in the league. If you can somehow keep that team intact and he stays healthy this year, I think you got a shot at winning it. So they got to protect him, though. Got to protect him. And number 1, I actually have Detroit Lions. The question to me right now is Goff. Can he duplicate what he did last year? If so, you got a shot at winning it. That's what I have.
All right. Not bad. We started a little different, but not crazy different. I had Carolina at 12. I just needed to see more out of Bryce Young. Until I see it, I don't know if they're going to end up being another one of those teams that, hey, this quarterback didn't work. We're going to get another quarterback, and it's just going to be that, merry-go-round for a bit. At 11, I had Arizona, though I agree with you. Kyler Murray, who knows? I mean, they don't know what direction they want to go in. So I went Arizona at 11. Tennessee at 10. Who's quarterback? What's going to happen? Again, new coaching staff. I think that's going to take time. So I did. 9, Minnesota. Right now, your answer is Sam Darnold.
So we had the bottom 4 is still the same.
Just flip-flopped a little bit. Minnesota with Sam Darnold, I'm not confident that he's going to be very good. And let's see, they're talking about trading up to get a quarterback. But then again, now you're starting a rookie. How many times does that work out? Not very often. At 8, I had
one team lately.
Yeah. At 8, I had Atlanta. I like you said, I think Cousins makes them better. But again, he's never won in the postseason. So
Right.
to
It's an
win a
upgrade,
Super Bowl,
a big
it's an
upgrade.
I think it gets him
but
to the playoffs.
to
But to win a
win-
Super Bowl, I can't. So I put him
To
at
win
eight.
the Super Bowl, you still need the other side of the ball to be good.
Yeah. At 7, I had the Chargers. I just think it's going to take a few years for Jim Harbaugh. And to your point, a lot of pieces are changing right now. You lose Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. They're getting rid of a lot of their key offensive guys. Herbert's might be a different quarterback now. We'll see. At 6, I had Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence has to take the next step. He really has to show that he can, lead. He won a playoff game. He came back and beat the Chargers. So, again, we know he can win. Can he win consistently and put a team over the top?
Right.
I agree with you. I love Houston. I put them at 5, but I love the direction they're heading. I think they're in the top 5 for me because I really think that you're right. Piece or two here, there's really a good shot they can make the playoffs and then win the Super Bowl. At 4, I had Cleveland. But this is, again, Deshaun Watson. Does he stay healthy? Nick Chubb comes back. What's he look like from that injury, right?
So we had the same bottom 4, and then we had the same middle 4.
Yep.
Just a little jumbled.
Yeah. And we have
This is where it is because I think the top 4 can win the Super Bowl this coming year.
Yeah. I have less confidence than you in Buffalo. I had them at 3. Because I feel like you're right. That window was closing. They lost a lot of pieces on defense. What they pick up now is going to be important. Josh Allen's Josh Allen. He can still make some things happen.
So who's 4?
I had Cleveland at 4.
Oh.
Cleveland at
okay.
4. Deshaun Watson, does he stay healthy? Nick Chubb. 3, I had Buffalo. And again, I think that window's closing quick. So they're a year or 2, and that's it. And they'd probably be in the bottom end of this list. At 2, I went Detroit. My only fear with Detroit right now, I think they're ready. They should have beat San Francisco. Does Dan Campbell learn from the mistake? And if he does, I think, can win the Super Bowl next year. I really do.
Yeah, no, you're right. They should have beaten San Francisco.
Yeah. So does he learn and say, look, I'm not going for it on a 4th down. I'm taking the points, and we're going to put more pressure on the team versus, hey, I go for it on every 4th down anyway. And then at number 1, I went Cincinnati.
Yeah,
Listen,
I can see that.
There's one quarterback that's beaten Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs in Kansas City. That was Joe Burrow.
Yeah, that's Joe Burrow.
Right? So we know he's not going to he as long as those pieces stay together.
He is tough as nails too.
Yeah, he's just
because
stay healthy,
the abuse that he takes throughout a game is just unbelievable. And it's like we were under the impression that line got better. That line did not get better.
No.
It still was the problem and the Achilles heel of that team last season because they lost their quarterback because of that.
Listen, it's going to be a fun season. And again, we'll do our NFL draft watch party in April as well. So we'll have some fun with that.
We always have fun doing that. Because we always get upset when it comes, and we'll be upset earlier this time because it'll be the third
we don't have to wait.
pick.
We don't have to even wait. How
Right.
awesome is that? Yeah, I always get pissed off too because it's 10 minutes.
But
right?
I remember when the Patriots do draft, we don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah. And the
So
kicker
it could be a bad thing for us.
But the kicker
But
is
maybe
too,
they'll trade down.
we already know who the number 1 pick is, and it'll still take 10 minutes for them to make the call. You know who it is. Just make the call. I don't understand why we got to wait 10 minutes. But anyway.
Yeah.
All right, Ron, it is prediction time. I don't know if you want to bring up that chart. Obviously, like I said, I was.
Do I want to, or
I didn't make the list, but you guys, rough week there.
Yeah.
Ron 2-5.
I've had 4 bad weeks now.
James at
This
least went
is
500, but and Kenny 1-6. Whew.
yeah.
And you were nervous. You said it. You said, "Oh, we're picking the same teams." I'm getting a little nervous. Yeah, you might want to be nervous. All right.
Yeah.
So hopefully this changes. This is the week. All right. So
Yeah, can I give my picks after Kenny gives his?
Kenny wants a recount. Yeah, there was a hanging Chad somewhere, Kenny. I don't know. Oh man. All right. So let's start off with some NBA. On March 24th, You got the Oklahoma City Thunder at the Milwaukee Bucks.
Hmm. I'm going to go OKC.
OKC. I went OKC as well. Kenny went OKC. See if James is still with us.
Yeah, where's James?
James got OKC as
OKC.
well. Anybody
All
else
right.
out there?
So we all get that one wrong.
Yeah. So that was a clean sweep.
Wait,
OKC,
wait, can I switch? Let me switch.
the Thunder. James, the Thunder. Got the little lightning bolt. All right. March 27th, we got the Phoenix Suns at the Denver Nuggets. I am going Denver here. I don't have faith in. Listen, Phoenix is like, 6th, 7th in the West. Like, they're not great. They're okay. Denver.
Yeah, I'm taking Denver. It's the Joker.
Denver. Kenny went Denver. Oh, we're all screwed now. Losing. James.
So 0-2. All right.
It's a great start. Chicken nuggets. James is going to chicken nuggets. Yeah. You guys are phenomenal. Tomorrow night, you got the Florida Panthers at the New York Rangers, some NHL action. What do you got, Ron?
Yeah, I know Florida's been a rut right now, but,
Lost 3 straight.
I think they're going to come back, and I think they're going to win this one.
So you're going Florida.
I'm going Florida.
Florida. I'm going Rangers. I think that Florida's on a down spiral right now. Panthers. James going to Panthers. Brings back to the Manny days when we got the little emojis.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny got the Rangers. I didn't even see that. Okay. I lost. All right. 0-3. On the 27th, Ron, Boston Bruins at the Tampa Bay Lightning.
I'm going Boston. It is an important game, and they're going to rise to the occasion.
Yeah, I went Tampa Bay.
Brazeau, man. How about that kid? Whoo. He's on a roll.
I have no faith in Boston. Every time I think they're going to win, they tank. They stink.
So this is why I'm glad you're going Tampa Bay. I'm glad you're going
and he
Tampa
went
Bay.
Boston. Sweet.
Oh, crap.
So did James, though. So, all right. MLS action, my friend. You got this is tomorrow night as well. New York Red Bulls at Inter Miami CF.
So that would be Messi?
That is messy, my friend, which I think
it is. It's been a messy season, too.
Oh, stop it. No.
Well, it hasn't been clean. So it's an unclean situation.
I went Miami here. I'm going
Miami, yeah. I'm not going against them.
Miami. Look at James. That's a good one.
Oh, Kenny went Red Bulls.
Oh, good.
That makes me feel better.
Poor Kenny. One week he goes 1-6. I think he went an 0 for 1 week. Though. I don't think that anybody else has ever done. I also on 3/23, Ron, tomorrow night you got the National Women's Soccer League. Chicago Red Stars at the Seattle Reign Football Club.
Yeah, I would like to take the Reign.
Here comes the rain again.
Reigns.
Here comes the rain again.
There's a lot of jokes that could be geared towards rain. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to go with the Reign. I am going with the Red Stars.
Okay. Red Stars. Seattle.
Which is really a bad name, by the way.
Seattle Reign. Look at James. That was pretty good.
Yeah, it is good.
I like that one. That was good. Kenny, what do you got? Red Stars?
That might be one of my favorite ones now.
And he's going the Reign, too.
So, like Prince said, let the rain come down.
Oh, maybe it's purple. All right.
Could be.
On 3/24, Echo Park Automotive Grand Prix in Austin, Texas.
A little echo.
We need a top 5 driver, Ron. And NASCAR has not been good to us. I'm the only one that's actually gotten, I think, a top
Yeah,
five.
I've been struggling. All right, so this is what happened to me today. Okay. I looked at all the numbers and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to go Ryan Blaney. He's got 3 top 5 finishes. He hasn't won yet. But then I thought, well, that could really jinx him, right? So then I said, let me do the opposite thing. And I went all the way down to the bottom of the standings. And I came up with this guy, AJ Allmendinger.
Okay.
Allmendinger. And I'm like, that's just so bad. He doesn't even have a point yet. So he hasn't even led 1 lap. Not even in a caution, nothing.
Has he been in any?
So then I decided to go with the guy that I really think can win this, and that is William Byron.
Would you? I got to write how many names here? Now I got to change it.
It's William Byron. But now I'm going to kick myself if Ryan Blaney wins.
William Byron?
Yeah.
I mean,
William Byron.
How many damn names could you give me there?
Well, that was all the process that I went through.
Thanks. I wrote them all down and then I had to keep crossing them out. James went with Chase Elliott. I don't know if Kenny's going to pick a driver.
He picked one last week.
I went with Kyle Larson.
I knew. Oh my God! I knew you were going to pick him. I knew you were going to pick him
the last 3 years.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Did he pick Blaney last week too, Kenny? But all right, why?
Because I know what you're doing.
What am I doing?
Yeah, I don't need to tell you what you're doing.
He's won the most laps.
Yep.
He's led the most laps in the last 3 years. He hasn't won it, but he's won the most laps. So I feel like this is his chance.
He's the second in the odds.
Oh,
isn't he?
No, I don't know. I just look at the numbers.
Like, it was either going to be him or Tyler Reddick. Okay. Tyler Reddick is the Vegas odds leader.
Oh, okay. Interesting. All right, on 324, Ron. Professional Women's Hockey League. The Montreal Echo at the Minnesota Superior.
Okay, so first of all, I don't want to get anybody upset.
Okay.
Far be it. What happened to the Boston Pride and that league? What happened to that league? And why is there no more Boston Pride?
I don't know, but there's a Boston team.
I know, but it's like it's the PHL, whatever it is, the PWHL
Professional Women's
Boston. It's PHWL Montreal. It's all PHL. It doesn't make any sense. It's stupid names. That's what it comes down to, stupid names. Get a goddamn name for the team.
Oh, look at the Montreal Echoes. Good job, James. Oh, yes. I went Minnesota. By the way, Superiors.
Yeah, I went Minnesota too, by the way.
All right. I'm glad you got your rain out, though. All right. And we got Montreal on the other end from the other two.
But the Boston Pride won the championship a couple of times. And I don't know what happened to the league. What happened?
I don't know.
And why didn't that team just go to the other team?
I don't know. Don't know. All right. Hey, tomorrow night, NCAA action, the tournament, number 5 Gonzaga versus number 4 Kansas. Who do you got?
Oh, me? I'm going to go Kansas.
I went Kansas as well. I don't feel Gonzaga just hasn't played well. Not the same Gonzaga team.
Well, I figure if I can get on a roll, I could carry on. So I went with Kansas to carry on.
Well, James went with the Zags.
Carry on our wayward son.
Please don't.
Hey,
Kenny went
good.
Kansas. Kenny went Kansas. That's our predictions. Hopefully, Kansas is missing its star player. It is. They are. Very good call. Gonzaga just not the same Gonzaga team. We'll see. We'll see. A couple upsets already. So NCAA tournament, lot going on. We'll probably do Sweet 16 and obviously Final Fours when those come around. All right, Ron. It is time for final thoughts. But before we go into our final thoughts, can you tell all the wonderful people out there how they can get their name of their business right above my head and be able to help contribute to our success as we go and continue to grow here in Sports Unfolded. We will be on the radio starting April 6th on WDJY. They're in the southern part of the United States, so Atlanta, I
Dallas,
think
Georgia.
Dallas, Georgia, right? So we are going to
Dallas,
cover
Georgia.
a big market. So
In
again,
Atlanta.
your business will be heard by over possibly 350,000 listeners. So I think it's a perfect time to start to sponsor Sports Unfolded. But Ron, tell them how they can do that.
Simple. You can just go to this email address right here, ribroadcasting.media@gmail.com. We can send you out all the information. But really, the only information you need to know that it costs less than going to your local coffee shop and getting a large coffee with an eclair. You know the Boston cream eclair things? The little swirly. So you can just do that and become a sponsor, and you'll be doing two things. Helping this sports show become number one in the world.
Best sports podcast on.
Not only as it really is, but also in the ratings too.
So think about it. We are on. You not only can see us, you can listen to us. Now you're going to be able to hear us on the radio as well. So many different ways.
Which is also listening to us.
Well, podcast, I'm saying. Podcast.
I'm
Wherever
just
you get your podcast, you can get it. But now we'll be on the radio as well. Plus, we got, obviously, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, all these different platforms that you can watch us and people can see it with their own eyes. You can follow us on all our social media platforms. That tick has been running.
It's going to be better than those 4-letter word.
So many different
shows.
ways to follow. We've got so much coming up as well, right? NFL draft watch party. We've got NFL preview shows, basketball with Kenny, right? James has been joining. So much that
and I'll tell you, it beats the programming on that New England network of sports.
Oh, very good.
Have you ever seen the stuff they show on that channel?
Not as good quality. Get your name on there. Let's
Van
get a sponsor. Come on, people. You trust me. You're talking thousands upon thousands of listeners that will get your business to where you want it to be. Ron, it is final thoughts time, and you are first tonight. So if you could grace us with your final thought.
Oh, I most certainly will. See, there could have been so many ways. I could have piled onto the Red Sox again. I could have been talking about March Madness. The draft coming up. Nope. I want to bring back what it felt like to actually have a boxing match that matters. And I cannot wait for Tyson to get back in that ring. He looks like he's an animal right now, and he is going to break him in little pieces. And I cannot wait, because this is like the first boxing match I've been looking forward to. I don't even know how long. This is going to be the one right here. It's going to bring back the sport.
I hope so. I think we're all looking forward to it, honestly. Great point. Ron, my final thought is about one of the guys I used to idolize as a player, and that's Deion Sanders. He made some comments recently about not visiting schools because he's, quote, too popular, and he was afraid other schools would be upset that he didn't go see their school as well. If he goes to visit somewhere in Florida, why didn't they stop at my school to look at? He wanted to save his university money by not traveling to go to these schools. And I started to look at this. Why don't you put your ego on the back seat? And why don't you see the way you gain money for your school is by getting top recruits to want to come play for you. And that's getting into people's homes and telling their parents that you're going to teach their kids the right and wrongs and how to get to the league. Just because your name's Deion Sanders, your team doesn't win. And you've proven that with Colorado. Hey, very nice start. And everybody thought it was going to be this great ride. And guess what happened? You fell flat on your face. So how about you change your mentality for once? And it's not all about prime time. It's more about getting these kids to where you think they need to be by showing them the respect. People don't need to go to your house to see how you live. See how they live and tell them how you can make their lives better.
Right.
There's an idea. So,
Absolutely.
Dion, what a shame that you
It
would
was
even
his
say
ego.
that or come out of your mouth. I hope you learn from it, because guess what? If that's your mentality, you're not going to be successful as a college coach. That is my final thought, Ron. I want to thank everyone that joined us live. Kenny, James, you guys are always amazing. A big part of our Sports Unfolded family. We appreciate you. Anybody that's been watching us live, remember, we're on every Friday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Chime in. Get on that chat, man. Let's talk some sports. Let's talk about whatever you want to talk about. And if you are watching us afterwards and you say, wow, what an amazing show, join us live Friday night, 6 p.m. on Rhode Island Broadcasting, and share and follow all of our social media platforms so that we can continue to grow. We appreciate all the support. Let's get a sponsor in 2024. Ron, I've had a blast. Great show. Thank you. As always, look forward to it. And we get to do it all over again next Friday. So
Absolutely.
can't wait. Can't wait. All we have asked for every single show is peace on earth.
Have a great night, everybody.